Welcome back to News Channel 3 live at 11. I'm Kate Tillotson. Barr is scheduled to appear before the House Judiciary Committee tomorrow. A new recall tonight from Pfizer. The pharmaceutical company is recalling some of its Thermacare back pain therapy heat wraps. We use items like these every day, right? Makeup, lotions, and shampoos. Lawmakers say they're highly unregulated. The new study shows two problems. The first is that backseat passengers don't have the benefit of a front-mounted airbag. The second is the seatbelt itself. Rear seatbelts are less efficient. Beautiful, historic old town. I love Marshall. I was looking for the donut shop. Can we see it through that
I'll have to look and see. I don't know.
These are challenging times in the healthcare industry. Personnel shortages, more demanding consumers, tighter margins. Does any of that scare you? Some residents in Ionia County don't have access to 911 right now. The interruption is impacting people in the Portland and Mulliken areas.
Yes, that's
Fingers
what these two
crossed.
say.
Yes, I have a degree in
These
psychology.
two meteorologists right here are calling for an end.
And I'm just feeling lucky.
That's right.
And it looks hard, doesn't it? I don't know that I would be able to do that.
I know,
You get
me
disoriented
too.
in this virtual world.
It's
but
very odd.
What a neat idea.
Top Michigan Republicans say they'll take the state's legislative maps to the U.S. Supreme Court. Today, a federal court ruled Michigan's maps are unconstitutionally gerrymandered.
You're watching News Channel 3, live at 5.
A newly released 911 call shed light on the moment a Kalamazoo police officer was shot last month. The end of the school year is less than 2 months away, and for some districts, the actual end date is still unclear. Governor Gretchen Whitmer declared a state of emergency in January after record-breaking cold. So the question remains, will schools have to make up those missed days? The issue is a hot topic in Lansing today, where lawmakers are discussing the current policy. A political reporter Mackenzie Frost has been tracking their plan. Turning our attention to the weather now, another drizzly day as we look live over Kalamazoo through our Peregrine Tower camera. More rain is on the way, and it could be heavy at times. Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson is tracking it for us in Severe Weather Center 3. Keith, it just doesn't stop. The family of 22-year-old Kari Davis, who was killed last year, wants to help others who've lost loved ones to violence. Police say Davis was shot at Claude Evans Park in Battle Creek. Making headlines tonight, House Democrats are threatening to hold Attorney General William Barr in contempt of Congress. As Nicole Killian reports, the effort comes after Barr was a no-show at a planned hearing.
News Channel 3 starts off with breaking news right now.
A Michigan lawmaker says he'll fight charges that he sold votes in exchange for campaign contributions. Mackenzie Frost first broke this story this morning. She is live in Lansing. A Florida trooper's quick reflexes almost certainly saved his life. Highway Patrolman Jeremy Medestein was dispatched to a crash on a rainy highway. After speaking with the drivers, he was headed back to his vehicle when a car came right at him. The trooper jumped out of the way as the careening car slammed into the wall. A crash is causing significant delays on I-94 tonight. Here's a live look at MDOT's drive map, where you can see traffic is backed up for miles near Paw Paw.
Michigan's roads are riddled with potholes, cracks, and bumpy asphalt. Detours often detour our days, slowing us down and testing our patience. But somewhere off of a busy US 131 in a quiet neighborhood tucked away in Three Rivers, you'll find 6-year-old Cameron, who thinks road construction is pretty cool.
I take my time.
When Cameron's road was recently repaved, he couldn't help but notice something was missing.
I want somebody to come and paint it.
No one has, so Cameron has gone to work himself.
Just grab chalk and draw lines on it.
Lots and lots of lines right down the center of Northview Drive.
Do straight.
Do it straight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when rain washes his lines away or they fade from passing cars, Cameron gets his chalk and starts all over again.
I'm doing it in the middle.
He knows to watch out for drivers.
Look both ways.
And Dad is always close by, just in case.
I think I need more yellow because this is breaking.
Use it all up. You need more yellow?
Mm-hmm.
I think with his autism, he is on the spectrum. It's one of his gifts is he's very observant of things. So riding down the highway, I-94, 131, he names all these roads. He knows the differences about them. what ones have freshly painted lines, what one doesn't. So with that, he wants the same thing outside his home.
I think they're great lines. Not exactly straight, but if we follow them, we can just go around and come back again.
It may make you chuckle too, but Cameron's neighbors do come back just to drive down the road with dotted lines. Not quite a construction zone, but a work in progress. And the project manager just happens to be a little boy with a big piece of chalk.
I had become his real-life child pornography subject. Nobody was protecting us. As I look at you today, I feel nauseous.
Silenced for years, their voices are suddenly louder than ever.
I never once considered that I could be deceived, manipulated.
Speaking on a world stage from an East Lansing courtroom, Sterling Reithman was just a few steps from her abuser.
With complete disregard for the damage.
Walking up to that podium was pretty surreal.
It's been 9 months since we first visited with Sterling at her farmhouse in Kalamazoo. It was then we learned she'd sought treatment from Nassar for a back injury she sustained as a collegiate diver.
I am passionate about making sure that this doesn't happen to another little girl.
And we now know it won't.
I've just signed your death warrant.
Nassar was effectively handed a life sentence for crimes his accusers say were covered up for more than 2 decades.
We are demanding justice and we are demanding answers, and we've made it very clear that our army of survivors is not going anywhere.
Together, they have appeared on national TV, and they've been to Washington, D.C., helping pass legislation to enact a uniform national standard of reporting sexual abuse.
Today would not have been possible without the women standing here.
A lot of people are saying that they want to be part of the solution, they want to work towards healing. We need to see action.
Now the voices of all these young women have changed Michigan.
Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette has vowed a thorough investigation into MSU, and a congressional committee launched its probe of the Nassar scandal last week.
Instead of right versus wrong, it's turned into a battle of stamina. Who can last the longest? Who is going to give up first and say, I've had enough? I will never forget the moment that this other survivor's dad looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, you can never have enough. You can never give up. And to me, that's all the fuel I need.
Maybe it'll back a little bit.
Okay.
Carrie Orozco is a busy mother of 3, and like most moms, she's always digging for deals. But grocery shopping with little ones can be a big chore.
Without the kids, I could do it a lot quicker, but it takes a lot of time with them.
So today we asked Carrie to use Meijer Shipt for the first time. She ordered this list of items. We guessed it was about a week's worth of groceries for her family. As her Shipt shopper retrieved them, I too was buying the same list of groceries, but as an in-store customer.
Okay, bananas, cucumbers, tuna.
My total, $104.10. Carrie's, $122.85.
Total is $122.85, and then I tipped her $10.
The total difference, including a tip,
minus $104.10, $28.75. As a stay-at-home mom, we have one income, so every dollar counts. And $30 is a good amount for us.
On its website, Shipt warns customers, quote, when ordering from select retailers, a small service fee will be added at checkout. So we checked out Meijer's service fees. My mangoes were buy one, get one free, 2 for $2. Carrie paid more than double that. My almonds were on sale for $8.99, normally $9.49. Carrie paid over $10, even more than regular price. On average, we found Carrie paid between 30 and 80 cents more than I did for most food items. That included 34 cents more for pears and 80 cents more for cashews. The biggest upcharges, however, were on these 3 items. For Meijer chicken breasts, Carrie paid $1.13 more. Her toilet paper was $1.60 more, and she paid over $2 more for Meijer frozen shrimp. In fact, out of the 40 items purchased, Carrie paid more for all of them except one.
It was pretty nice just having the groceries come to my door, I'll admit.
Even so, she says when it comes to Shipt's additional service fees, she'll pass.
Honestly, for about like a $30 difference, I know for some people it probably is totally worth it. It probably wouldn't be for me. I probably won't be renewing my membership.